asked a lot about what to do when you get a bad rating on Poshmark. I have had people ask me what they should say to the person, what they should do, how do they handle it, what do I do? And so I will tell you the short answer is nothing. Pretty much nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. But I do think that there are some nuances to this, and that for some of you, there are some things that you should be doing. So today I want to talk about bad ratings, what you can do, what you should do, and when you should just kind of ignore it. So let's go ahead and dive in. Thank you to Vendue for sponsoring today's video. There are lots of things that can go wrong with reselling, like getting an unwarranted bad rating from a buyer. But one constantly good thing about reselling is having a partner like Vendue. Vendue is constantly improving their product, offering tools and resources to resellers that are actually helpful, and lately their improved bulk delist and relist feature along with their app and the auto sales detection are some of the main reasons why I started with Vendue but have never left them. I will always give Vendue a good rating. Use the link below to get 30% off your first month of Vendue. First of all, let me just say from the beginning, I don't even most of the time know if I get a bad rating because I'm not really looking. And I will say this kind of comes with time, right? So when you're new, you don't have a lot of actions and activities and things happening in your closet. You've got some listings up, you see when someone likes an item, you get really excited. You're probably in there following people, you're sharing, you're in the app a lot, you're excited, and you're kind of being a busybody. And so I was this person, I get it. And so if you do make a sale, because you're not making that many sales, you're like looking to see is the tracking up and like when is it getting delivered and like did the person accept it on time, and you're just kind of being like a big Karen, like you're just way too busybody about it, you're too involved, you're too close to it. Now over time this just naturally falls away. One, because it's less new, and two, because you have more likes, and so you can't keep track of all the likes, and you get more notifications, you can't keep track of all the notifications. You got 5 and 10 sales a day, you're not paying attention to when every single sale is hitting where, and all of that. And that's kind of where I'm at. I've been doing this over 8 years, and so I'm not in the app looking and tracking and being a busybody about all this stuff. I'm just not. I don't have time for it. I don't want to be that micromanagey about it because there's just too much. My business has grown. And so if you're in that beginning stage, I get it, but I don't necessarily think it's a good thing to be so busybody about it because many of the things that you're kind of stressing about are out of your control, like bad ratings. So let's talk a little bit further about what to do when one happens. So when one happens, the first thing I want you to do is remember that when people buy things on the internet, it's all kinds of people. And when anyone comments on the internet or does anything on the internet, sometimes people aren't nice, sometimes people aren't kind, sometimes people aren't sympathetic and empathetic and thinking about the other person. And so just remember that not everyone is coming from a good place on the internet. And so it's not necessarily something about you or about your item or about the way that you're doing business. Sometimes it's more about them. And what I tell my son, who's 8, is hurt people hurt people. And so that's true for all of us in online selling, is that sometimes people give you a bad rating because they're just not a nice person. And if that happens, you kind of have to put on your big girl pants and just let it go. Send them some good vibes and move on with your life. So sometimes bad ratings just come because people just suck. And so, I just don't let that interfere with my mind. Sometimes people give bad ratings for things that are outside of your control. I have gotten bad ratings because the item didn't fit. I have gotten bad ratings because all the other size smalls from this brand fit them, but this size small must be made differently, and so it just doesn't fit right. So that's also the same thing. I've gotten that the color looks off from what they thought and from what the one they had in the past when they bought it 2 years ago when they were on vacation and blah, 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 blah. I have gotten ones where people say that there's this tear. Well, in my photos, there was no tear. And then the item didn't fit them. And now all of a sudden they tore it so that they could say there's this tear. And so they give you a bad rating because they're hoping they're going to be able to get their money back. So lots of people do shady stuff when they're buyers and they don't like what's going on with the item. Some people say it smells. Well, I can tell you that it didn't smell when it left my house, but no one can verify a smell. So some people put bad rating for smell because they think it's going to help them get their money back. So there's lots of reasons why people put bad ratings or make up things or say things about an item. And some of these things are out of your control. If it's out of your control, then you just need to wish them well, send them some good vibes, and move on. I don't usually engage. I do not send them a comment. I don't apologize. I don't respond in the case if they're doing a case. If they're just sending me a comment, I usually don't respond in that way. Or if I do, I say, if you'd like to open a case with Poshmark, please feel free. And I kind of leave it at that. I try really hard to be professional and say as little as possible, because I have had situations in the past where once you start engaging with people on the internet, it can turn a little bit sideways. And so I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want that in my life. I have a lot of other things to deal with. And so I just really try hard to make a hard line where I'm not engaging, I'm not stooping, I'm not getting dragged into a back and forth. There's no negativity. I don't want to have to be blocking. Like, I just don't engage. I just keep it at arm's length. And that works for me. That may not work for you, but I implore you to try, because there is a lot of drama on Poshmark. There is a lot of negativity. People can be nasty and mean. And I'm not saying that all people are like that. There's lots of beautiful, wonderful people that purchase on Poshmark. I'm just saying it can happen. I've seen it happen. And so because I know that it can happen, I just don't go there. That's what I'm advising you to do as well. Now, the other things to keep in mind is that it really doesn't matter, right? So like, this is how to handle it if you get one, but it really doesn't matter if someone gives you a bad rating. No one sees it. So if you are new on Poshmark and you get a rating of a 3, let's say, no one's going to see that. They're only going to see your 5-star ratings, and they're only going to see your love notes as far as what the people say and kind of the love notes being given. Only the 5-star love notes show. So no one's going to see what someone said when they give you a 3-star rating. It will affect you in that your overall rating, which is shown to buyers, will be affected by the number as part of an average. So if you had a bunch of 5 stars and then all of a sudden you got a 3-star, it's going to tick you down a little bit depending on how many total reviews you have. So for me, I've been selling for over 8 years. I have like 12,000 items sold on Poshmark or whatever it is at this point. I don't even know. And so I have so many ratings, right? So if one person gives me a 4 or one person gives me a 1, I have so many ratings that one review isn't going to make a difference. I think I'm at a 4.9 rating. I've been at a 4.9 rating for a long time. I'm totally fine with that. I make my sales. I do not care. I think it does matter in the beginning. And so if you are someone who's new, it is a valid concern when you get a bad rating, because it is going to affect you more than it's going to affect someone like me with a long history. So I do get that. It is a valid concern, but no one's going to see what they said. And so then it's just a number. And so now it is on you, as something you can do is to try to ensure that you're getting 5-star ratings going forward. Can you control that? No, but you can do some things to help encourage it, which we can talk about. So no one's going to see what they write, but the rating can affect you if you're new. If you're old, it doesn't matter. If you're seasoned, it doesn't matter. Now, as far as what you can do, right? I think that if you get a bad rating, you may want to do a little bit of introspection in the situation to see if they have a valid concern. Is there something here? If they say there's a smell, is it possible that there was a smell? Are you not smelling your items when you go to the bins? Are you keeping them somewhere where it could be moldy or with mothballs or, some smell? Do you smoke in your, I don't know. So if it was an issue with dog hair, maybe you shouldn't let your dog in your reselling area anymore. And if that's difficult to do, then you need to figure something out, or you need to lint roll every item before you send it out. If it's due to the size of it, there's nothing you can do about that. If it is due, though, to a mistake in the listing that you made or something that you can fix, I do think it is worth saying, is there something I can do here? Like, this is a feedback mechanism. The rating is an opportunity for you to say, is there something I can fix in my business so that I can improve going forward for all of the other transactions that I'm going to have? So if it's size, color, things like that, you can't do anything about that. But if it's an odor, if it's the way it's packaged, if it's the length of time it took you to ship it, if it's, something that you didn't disclose in the listing, those are all things that you can use to improve your business, and I think you should. For me, I'm kind of past that point. For me, if I get a bad rating and there's a valid concern, it's really just a mistake, an oversight, a one-off kind of thing. And so, I'll just let it play out with the case being opened or whatever. I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm not going to rearrange my whole business operations. It's just a mistake that happened, and those do happen from time to time, especially when you're doing, many, many, many transactions over time. But if you are new, again, like I said, it is an opportunity, if you did do something wrong, for you to make some adjustments in your business so that it doesn't happen again. But if it is something where it's really on the person and it's not a you issue, then just learn how to make your peace with it. I think not looking at every single thing is good. That's what I do. I just don't look at all the ratings. I don't pay attention to all the notifications. I'm not in the weeds with it. And that just helps me to kind of stay oblivious to it. And then, if one does happen, again, try to remain professional. My advice is to not engage and to just not let it get you down and move on with it. So that's kind of my advice for what to do when you get a bad rating. I do think in certain situations, it can be a good feedback tool for you when you're new and you're trying to figure things out. But again, when you're new, don't let it get you down. If it's something out of your control, recognize that it might be a them issue, not a you issue. And so you just kind of move on about your business. And as you get more seasoned and you have more transactions, maybe just don't get in the weeds with it at all and go ahead and have more of a peaceful, happy reseller experience than allowing some of these drama things to pull you in. As always, I want you guys to have a really good reselling business. I don't want you to get pulled into the internet drama that can be out there, and I wish you all the best. Bye! Thank you again to Vendue for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to use the link below to get started with 5 free listings per month to try it out and get 30% off your first paid month of Vendue.